course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Councillor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
We need to follow up this lead from the pawnbroker, Phelps.
You're dawdling, lad. Get out there and catch me another evildoer.
Advice?
We need to follow up this lead from the pawnbroker, Phelps.
Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
When exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Whatever kind of look you were going for, you missed. Seems like a nice boy, putting all those hoodlums in jail.
You know the way. You can drive.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
What do you think?
We need to follow up this lead from the pawnbroker, Phelps.
How can I help you boys?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip. Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner. Help me out.
All right, we're rolling. Out to the rail depot.
You can drive. We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Perp is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it. Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them. What now?
Reporting officer, then the coroner. Carruthers has a body he has to inspect. He'll wait a couple of minutes.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Something funny about that man, sir.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine. Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
Come on, officer. You gotta give me a proper chance to explain.
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up. There's more work to do here, Phelps. Leave me be.
Someone was trying to get her to come home. We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her. This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Stay out of my way, and I will stay out of yours. Everybody's happy.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess. If you want a full report, you have to let me work.
Blood splatter on the carriage. She must have been struck while standing up. Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do. We can talk about it later, Phelps.
I'm at a loss.
I'm pretty sure we didn't join all the dots at that crime scene, Phelps. Let's go back.
Quit staring at me like I'm some kind of freak.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
If you want a full report, you have to let me work.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
So what next?
I say we try the liquor store next. I could get a short dog for the car.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
You read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? I guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Any ideas?
If this Summers lady was always bugging people for drinks, someone's going to remember her, Phelps. Ask around.
The regulars might have something else to tell you, but I don't.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, Detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No. I was at home, writing.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
But nothing reprehensible.
No. The odd parking ticket. That kind of thing.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
At the moment, all I want to do is talk to the bottom of my glass.
Double time, Rusty.
Yeah, as soon as I'm finished.
What do you think?
I say we try the liquor store next.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper. One more time, pal, and I'll break your fucking jaw.
You're free to speak to the regulars. Just don't shake them too hard.
I'm at a loss.
I say we try the liquor store next. I could get a short dog for the car.
You're behind the wheel.
And where exactly are we going?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
I say we try the liquor store next. I could get a short dog for the car.
What now?
I say we try the liquor store next. I could get a short dog for the car.
Better get back to work, sir.
The regulars might have something else to tell you, but I don't.
Can you drive to this one?
What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day, and it's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
I meant as a suspect, Rusty.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
What are we waiting for? Hey, Cole, let's get moving. What are we waiting for? Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
So what next?
Check through her belongings, Phelps. You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins. Help me out.
Check through her belongings, Phelps.
She wasn't always such a loner. Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time. Advice?
Question the owner. He must know something.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it. But she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few. No offense, but having cops in the store scares away customers. Gentlemen, I have a store to run. No offense, but having cops in the store scares away customers.
When Evelyn bought the booze, did she say who she was meeting or where she was going?
A young drinking friend of hers, I think. Don't recall his name.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Next stop has got to be the bowling alley.
What do you think?
Next stop has got to be the bowling alley.
So what next?
Next stop has got to be the bowling alley.
You know the way. You can drive.
Car 11K, car 11K, come in. Car 11K, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central, code 2.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in that case for that poor lady killed near City Hall.
It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
What now?
They're waiting for us downstairs, Phelps.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you would if you got that message.
I've got no more for you.
We can talk about it later, Phelps.
This is no time to talk, Detective. Far too much to do.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
You look like you were a big pain in the neck. Now I have a much lower.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thanks for your help.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What's it got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
This is business, Florence. You got a guy works here by the name of Tiernan?
Sure we do. He's a pin setter. Clears the jams, works the gutters. Go right in. He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back. He's a nice boy.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
You'll find Jimmy monkeying around with the pin machine.
Help me out.
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than staying in the garage makes you a car.
You're the reason, brothers and sisters.
Olive oil comes from olives. Where's baby oil? My eggs were runny.
Borrow some of that mascara.
So you're the first in this family born without
That cherry
a tape.
pie was delicious.
Any ideas?
2 club sandwiches. Thank you, waitress.
A skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mop.
I'm at a loss. What do you think?
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding. I can't decide between the tuna fish and the chicken.
Root beers all around, doll.
Advice?
Where's that goddamn waitress? Mister, a man like you always loses a battle of wits because you're unarmed.
Hey, don't mind me.
As the cannibals finished off eating the clown.
Help me out.
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
That broad has socks in it, Brazier. My wife is so dumb, she stares at orange juice for hours. Well, it does say concentrate on the carton.
That cherry pie was delicious.
Any ideas?
He's only a writer. He can't really help me.
2 club sandwiches. Thank you, waitress.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case. This
So what
is a
next?
tasty burger. A skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer.
Say, could I borrow some of that mascara?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
A nice thing about egotists, they don't talk about other people.
I just don't know how to dance to bebop. If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than staying in the garage makes you a car.
Why not play a couple of games, Rusty? Your partner looks like he could use a little cheering up.
Real happiness is when you marry a girl for love and you find out later.
Who's that goddamn waitress?
As the cannibals finished off eating the clown,
What
one
now?
said,
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
What is the special of the day?
3 blondes walk into a bar. You'd think one of them would have seen it. How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me.
Advice?
This is a tasty burger. A skeleton goes into a
what
bar
next?
and orders a beer and a mop.
Help me out. I'm at a
Olive oil
loss.
comes from olives.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory. She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Any more than staying in the garage.
Tiernan! LAPD! There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn, Cole.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires! Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means, Phelps.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer!
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Hit him, Cole! Spin him out!
That is the end of that. It's about fucking time.
Hands behind your head!
Any ideas?
Call me a red basher, but I think we should look in on that fellow traveler from the bar. That McCaffrey guy.
You're behind the wheel.
What do you think?
Let's go muscle McCaffrey. You got the address?
Keep that crazy partner of yours off me.
What now?
We should pay a visit to that fifth columnist at the bar, Grosvenor McCaffrey. Something tells me he's the missing piece.
I don't want to be rude, but I ain't got time for talking.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
Advice?
Call me a red basher, but I think we should look in on that fellow traveler from the bar. That McCaffrey guy.
You can drive. I'm at a loss.
Let's go muscle McCaffrey. You got the address?
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Not much help.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation, at least.
Help me out.
Search the place, Phelps. We're looking for something solid that ties McCaffrey to the crime scene.
Seems irrelevant.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
Junk. I don't think so.
I've told you where he might be. That's the best I can do.
McCaffrey? Running on a hangover, McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
There he is, officer. Lock him up. Throw away the key.
Give it up, LAPD. Don't make me chase you.
Can't we talk about this?
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey. Unless Tiernan set him up. You don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you? Whoever did it. At least it wasn't that Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
So what next?
We got suspects piling up at Central. I say we get there and work them over.
Can you drive to this one?
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young Phelps.
Mary says he'll sing.
Any ideas?
Only if I guarantee he walks.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Doesn't look good, Grosvenor. It's either you or Tiernan from where we're sitting.
Personally, I think Evelyn is better off, but I had nothing to do with it.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there? You're going to have to do better than that, Detective.
It's either going to be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, Detective. The party has good lawyers.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
So what next?
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
Now ain't the time for chit-chat.
You got a problem, pal?
What now?
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than staying in the garage makes you a car. Mary says he'll sing. I guarantee he walks.
Help me out.
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
I want to make homicide. You know you made it if you can get that death.
You think the Vice Boys get any of this? What do you think?
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.